It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
A good neighbor to nearby downtown Phoenix. We're at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale, Arizona. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Matt Prater ready to get this one going. And away we go in Glendale. Devin Duvernay to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60+. So here are the Cardinals now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by a #1 pick out of Oklahoma. One of the game's better runners, it's Kyler Murray.
One of the beauties of the quarterback position is it's not cookie cutter. QBs come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are 5'10", some are 6'6". Some are better on the run, some are better in the pocket. For Kyler Murray, man, he is at his best when he's playmaking. When his athleticism, that dual threat nature comes to life, that is when he is typically a defense's worst nightmare.
Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On 2nd down, a run with Connor. Arrives at the 40. Down the sideline into the red zone. And he has this all the way down to the 14-yard line. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
He just didn't quite have the last bit of burst needed to finish it off, but don't be surprised to see them go his way again soon and give him a chance to earn that touchdown.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. From the red zone now. He completes it in traffic. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
Shotgun handoff to Connor. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Play action now, Murray. Oh, that's a tough one. Couldn't bring in the touchdown clean. It falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Connor dives for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown! The Cardinals have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a James Conner touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Now Prater on to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. 2nd drive of the game upcoming for this Jaguar offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Etienne on 1st down, and he's brought down for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
They go right back to Etienne. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Logan Cook on to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. The Cardinals and running back James Conner headed back to the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Kyler throwing here. Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Conner here from the gun. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. Cut out left. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Now Murray on the play fake. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
So on 4th down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And the Jaguars are going to take over from deep in their own side. Slot man motioned over. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he's going to reach his own 20 before stepping out. Cardinals going nickel here, 3rd down. Now it's Lawrence. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, well, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
1st and 10 from the 41. ETN again. And they had that one contained right at the line. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the gun, ETN gets it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
And there's an extra DB out there on the field now for the Cardinals. 3rd down coming. Now Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I know they may have wanted to throw that pass a little bit sooner, but I'll tell you what, that receiver's ability to navigate his way across the entire field really set up the space he needed to complete the huge gain.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Inside handoff goes to ETN. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. A solid run, 7 yards on the pickup, and that brings up 3rd and goal.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Lawrence on 3rd and goal. Escapes out to the left.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Here we go, 4th and goal inside the 1. They're gonna try with ETN, and he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars get it down to a single point. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. So, Brock, they take a gamble, and it pays off with a big touchdown on 4th and goal.
And they do it on the ground as well, and that just speaks volumes. That's confidence that you can own this line of scrimmage, and your back will see a lane and will get the job done. That just infuses your team and your sidelines with so much confidence.
Cam Little to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars tie this game 7-7. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. DJ Dallas now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Cardinals offense making its way out. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Running to start this drive with Connor. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Eric Armstead there on the stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Right back to Connor. He finds space for a few yards that time. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. Call that a modest improvement. 3 yards that time, but still a 3rd and 7 upcoming. From the gun, it's Murray. Flushed out of the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
They'll punt it away again. Blake Gillikin coming back to the field. Out to return this for the Jaguars, Devin Duvernay. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. Jukes out a one-stop. And not only does he go in the wrong direction, but he's stopped for a net loss on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Lawrence looking to throw. It's caught. This is Gabe Davis. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. Up the sideline, past the 45. And he's finally brought down just a yard shy of midfield. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Etienne on the give. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the 42. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Sean Murphy-Bunting ranging over for that stop. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. And down he goes. The Cardinals got there. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
For how well they were moving the ball on this possession, surprising. Surprising to see them get caught up now. And even more surprising, Kate, to see them knocked so far backwards with a sack. At this point, well, you got to get back on schedule. Maybe even a manageable 4th down if you don't get the first.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. ETN gets it on the draw. He's across the 20, still going. And he has this all the way down to the 17-yard line.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that 1st down.
Here we go on 4th, Lawrence. Chased out to his right. Oh, he's gonna run for it! That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're gonna be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
This offense in position now, it's 1st and goal. They'll run, ETN. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. It's a gain of 1 on 1st and goal. Now it's going to be 2nd and 5.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. He's got it on the bootleg. Buying some time, Rob. Ooh, on him quick there, and they bring him to the turf. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards, but Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Lawrence to throw it. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Cam Little getting the call on 4th down here to put 3 up for the Jaguars. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Arizona offense ready to get things going again. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Connor trying the right side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
It's Connor again. He's contained at the line for no gain. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker, on the stop. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
3rd and long for him here. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
Well, that's a gain that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Bails out of the pocket quick. Ooh, look at this, here he goes. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
The 1st down carry for Connor. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Running left, it's Connor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run, it's 3rd and 6 now. Now Murray. He has the 1st over the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Shotgun handoff to Connor. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 19. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. And that throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
Murray on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains, and it's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical 1st down.
Connor will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
One more time with Connor. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
3rd and goal for Connor. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown! The Cardinals take a second quarter lead. It's a James Conner touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Prater on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cardinals take a 4-point lead. Now Prater on to send it away. Here's Parker Washington with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Jaguars, then running back Travis Etienne, trotting back out to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's why you often see some high-percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep the defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation and a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Cardinals side of the field. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, Etienne gets it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throw, Lawrence. It's taken in by Washington. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Zaven Collins in on the tackle. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down. Now a give to Etienne running right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Not sure if it was a missed assignment on the line, a dominant play on his part, or maybe a little bit of both, Kate, but look at those dudes down there defensively. Man, they are fired up after that stick behind the line.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Now it's Lawrence. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars push their lead to 3. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Dortch now to return it. And look at this return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Cardinals and this running back headed back out for a new series. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Nearly an interception on that play, and now they face second down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
On second down, a run with Connor. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up third down. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
The Cardinals out for the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Complete. It's Ingram. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Dadrian Taylor-Demerson getting there for the tackle.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Second down now, 7 to go. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Completed to his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
Here's Etienne on first down. And he gets a 1 as we've come up to the 2-minute warning. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Lawrence. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
Small pass, big result. This dude is just a juggernaut with the football, and once he gets rolling, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher to stop him from playing add-on with those yards.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's Lawrence to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and that's a Jaguar first down.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. He'll get this to ETN. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end.
Kate, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. The defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
That's going to be caught by Washington. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. He's got it. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. Lawrence now off the play action. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing it again here. And oh, he got it! Interception! And the Cardinals will take over as this gets brought out to the 20-yard line.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. They've got 1st down from the 31. Looking to throw. Snared by the running back. Here's Trey Benson. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
One final shot before halftime. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. So it's halftime, and the visiting Jaguars have played themselves to a nice little lead thus far. Now we'll send you to our studios in Orlando and Jonathan Coachman for a look around the league with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. One of the top performers in that first half was the running back Travis Etienne. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Dallas with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Cardinals back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Ready to start this drive with Connor. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's going to have this one down to the 43 on a good run. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 3. Completed over the middle. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
1st down, ball at the 36. Connor on the inside give. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now Murray on the play fake. Makes the connection to James Conner. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. Buys time, rolling right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They kick the running back in motion. From the red zone now. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Devin Lloyd making the play. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
That one's cut along the left sideline. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. ETN again. Open space inside the 40. And finally stopped at the 34. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
On 2nd down, it's ETN. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They go right back to ETN. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Butkus, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run. This guy in particular, like the greats used to do.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Throwing now, off play action. He's got it! And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. And he gets in, touchdown! The Jaguars push their lead further to start the half. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. Wow, Brock, hard to imagine a more effective play in their entire playbook for that particular spot right there.
You know, you get in this red zone, Kate, you want the ball in the hands of the guys you do trust the most to score. In a lot of cases, well, you trust your quarterback, and all he did was add to that trust.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars make it a 10-point ball game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Dortch now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker, on the stop. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Play action now. Murray flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Out of the gun, here's Murray. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Well, we call that protection lookout. Like the O-line yelling back at the quarterback, look out! Because they have no answer right now with back-to-back sacks by the defense. They've got this crew offensively guessing.
Punt team on the field. And he's been getting all of it every time out. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Now a give. It's ETN headed left. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing a run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
3rd and long for him here. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Jacksonville in punt formation. Logan Cook, the one to kick it away. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Takes it in at the 21. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. The Cardinals in possession of it once again. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a Cardinals first down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Connor on the option. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 46. This will be cut by Connor. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Murray on third down. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
They've got first down from the 31. Throwing here, Murray. Gets himself free. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
After the sack, another pass on second down. This is reeled in by Wilson. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Fakes the handoff. Now to throw. He puts everything behind this one. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 4th and long.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
McManus sends it through. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Jaguars headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. This is ahead for about 5. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here's 2nd and 5. Dumps it off to his running back. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Sean Murphy-Bunting ranging over for that stop.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
They send a man in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
First down, ball at the 36. ETN gets it on the draw. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's ETN. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
1st and 10 from the 41. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Lawrence now off the play action. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. It's a gain of 4 there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Complete. It's Ingram. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for 1 final quarter. Second and 3 now. They bring Thomas in motion. 2nd and 3. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Jaguars go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jaguars double their lead to 14. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Dortch now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Arizona offense about set to get going here. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Kyler throwing here. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Kate, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 28. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Connor trying the right side. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down, ball at the 36. From the gun, it's Murray. Got his man, that's Zay Jones. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Here's 2nd and 2. Getting out to his left. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, man, they've had a heyday in the backfield.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Now Kyler. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Foye Oluwakin with the pick. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. So the turnover, Brock, is in turn turned over after pass interference on that play. They'll run here following the penalty. And he takes it across midfield and into Jaguars territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
From the 48. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
The first down carry for Connor. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Blitz coming here, Brock. It's Murray. Hits him on the in route. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Short pass brought in. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
3rd and long for him here. Wilson's got it. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Facing 4th down now, the Cardinals turn to Matt Prater for the field goal. He connected once, and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. McManus sends it through, and that'll get him back to 11.
That field goal didn't do a lot on the scoreboard to make it a more attackable deficit, but it does create a sense of urgency here for this defense to get off the field.
Now Prater on to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. They've got first down from the 31. Lawrence working from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that'll bring up second down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
It's a gain of 29 yards. And that's a Jaguar first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down throw, Lawrence. Able to find Strange here. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
They'll come up first and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain, and boy, does he know how to operate in it.
All right, here we go, second down. Man in motion, out of the slot. The give here on second. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. That's a 9-yard pickup, and it gives him a 3rd and 2.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They're now set for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. So that brings up second down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going. And then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Now a give to ETN running right. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They'll run. ETN takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars push their lead to 18. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Dallas with a return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. Murray here on 1st down. That pass is complete to McBride. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On 1st and 10, it's Murray. Looking slant route, complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Kyler to throw. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, Murray. Flush down, and this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again following the sack. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. And a man is there to knock that away. Clean breakup on that throw. So it's 2nd down coming up.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
On 2nd and 10, it's Murray. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun handoff to Connor. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They'll go Connor. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And they get to him just in time. That's a tackle for the stand and a turnover on downs.
This running back has had himself a day, but not on that play. Finally, a little bit of catharsis for everyone on that defense to keep him from the first and get a turnover, a much-needed turnover on downs.
The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Etienne again. And he'll get this up to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short. So that's 3rd and less than a yard.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run. It may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Counter give to Etienne. And it's a gain of 5 as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now a carry by Etienne. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
This offense will take that from their ground game every time. But I know, because I've been around this league a long time, runs like that, they're really hard to come by. It takes everybody, and maybe a little breakdown there on defense, too, to take advantage of.
Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And they take him down, but he's able to get this inside the red zone. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. So the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. Well, Brock, we knew they were confident in the lead-up, that they could contend despite the hostile crowd they were going to face today, and boy, did they ever. Once they got going, they showed out, they backed up that confidence, and they leave here with a victory.
Oh, it takes so much work, Kate, so much work, even beyond what people hear about through the week or see in the game itself, to overcome somebody defending their home field. You need to be playing at your highest level, and you need to BYOE, bring your own energy. Whenever you take it on the road and you win one, gosh, it feels so good. What a signature victory.